Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, welcome to podcast on Madrasah. Let's open your mind. Give applause. Okay viewers, my name is Priyanka Krutaini as the presenter of MTs N Pati. Today I have a special guest from France. You know, who is she? Anybody knows? She's so beautiful, smart, and kind. She comes to my school as a volunteer and shares the positive vibes of speaking English. In this podcast, I have a special chance to talk and sharing many things with her. So, let's check it out. Okay, hello Miss.
Hello.
Hello Miss Flo, could you introduce yourself please?
Yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Flo. Floriane is the longer way, but Flo is the shorter way. And I'm volunteer here in Pati, in this school. To share my experience and my skill about language.
Okay. By the way, Miss Flo, have you ever been to Indonesia before?
Yes, I have.
So, what were your first impression upon wearing?
I have 3 culture shock the first time I arrived in Indonesia. First, the food, very spicy food.
Oh, spicy food, yes. Indonesia has spicy food.
Yeah. Second is the traffic. A lot of motorcycle and car on the road, right? And the last one is the shower. Very different from what we have in Europe. Yeah.
Okay. And by the way, you come in here became a volunteer, right?
Yeah.
So what motivated you to be a volunteer aboard? And why did you choose Indonesia?
Good question. So why I want to be a volunteer? I think it was like my experience in Japan. I became a volunteer for 1 month in Japan previously, but it was not official one. Just like with the villager there, they asked me to be, and yeah, I found myself that I really like it. I want to do it more, sharing with people, learning from them the different culture. So I just like I check on the net, and the Javato Foundation, let me apply for one of the mission, and thinks that the Javato Foundation is located in Semarang, and it's the first city where I been when I traveled for the first time. So I think it was the destiny to go there again.
What makes you interesting with MTs N Pati?
So I think it's because it's a big difference with France. In your country, your school at least is really specialized in Muslim religion, Islam.
Yes.
But in France we have like what we call laicity. We divide actually the region from the school. So I wanted to know what kind of side is it. I wanted to know how the Indonesian person and the Muslim people are studying their faith with the normal course.
Okay. I want to ask something.
Yeah.
What are you doing as volunteer at our school, and what kind of activities are you involved in?
Yeah, so as a volunteer here, it's my first week, so I probably will have more different activity in the future. But for the moment, I introduce myself to all the students, and I share about my culture and how I learn English as a French person. Yeah. How was my journey of learning English? So I give some tips and advice, maybe to improve the speaking.
So what are some of the biggest difference you've noticed between the education system in France and Indonesia?
The region part, I think, in your school at least. And there is big difference with that. We don't include region in our school. So maybe it's a lie of knowledge, I think, and here it's very the good place to learn about it. So that's the big difference that I noticed when I arrived here.
So have there been any funny or memorable moments during you in MTs N Pati?
Yeah, so far when I meet the students and I see how happy they are to share with me and curious about my culture or they're willing to teach me about Indonesia because I don't know not so much actually. It's been only 4 months that I'm here. And so, yeah, I like to share with the students and to learn about, yeah, the food, the culture, the language. There is many things to learn about Indonesia. So when I have the opportunity to share and to express myself, then I think it's the most memorable memories, the picture that we can take together, and this kind of event as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. By the way, what food have you tried in Indonesia?
Many. Bakso, nasi goreng, well, all kind of gorengan. You have many, many, many gorengan. And oh wow, my favorite, the tropical fruits. Amazing. I love the tropical fruits that you have. In France, we don't have it. We have like, yeah, non-tropical fruits. So I discovered like the durian, the dragon fruit, the jackfruit, well, and so many rambutan, and I love all of them.
Rambutan,
Yeah.
Oh, it's wow, it's wonderful. So, what kinds culture in Indonesia that you learn?
When I was in Medan, I learned about the Batak culture.
Oh yeah.
And here I'm learning about the Japanese culture because I know each island has its own culture and language. So I think I'm learning every day, little by little, about what is different, what is make it special. Yeah.
Okay. What are some of challenges you face while volunteer here, and how have you overcame them?
Well, actually, Indonesian people are really, really friendly and welcoming. So even if I have trouble, right away they find solution for me, you know. So I didn't feel like I was facing issue, or maybe, yeah, about the culture shock maybe, but it was a long time ago already. So I think now, maybe in the future, I will face, yeah, some difference or some issue. But for the moment, so far at least, I mean, yeah, I didn't feel like I have some. So lucky me.
So, what do you hope to achieve during your time as a volunteer here?
I would like to help the student to be more confident with their speaking in English because, yeah, as I always say, I'm not native speaker and the student either, but yeah, they are shy and I can understand it. I was shy myself, so I want to maybe give them some clue or tips to feel more comfortable with English.
Can you tell to students in Indonesia what's the importance of study English?
Yeah, for me, communication is the most important skill of human, I think. And English is, well, so far, the most important language that you can learn to be able to speak with everyone in the world because it's the language that you can speak in every country. So if you master this language, then there is no wall anymore. You can learn more about the others. You can share more about the others, and it makes the world more open and friendly, I think.
So, are you learning any Indonesian? What are some of challenge of learning a new language, maybe?
The challenge of learning new language. Oh, there is a lot actually, because it's not easy to learn new language. So, but yeah, being tolerant with ourselves, because sometimes we can be frustrated, like, oh, I would like to be able to talk, I'm shy, I cannot. We are used to say to ourselves that we just cannot, we give up. And yeah, I just want to say to people, like, yeah, just trust yourself, be tolerant with yourself, and just make some small effort each day, and day after day it will be more comfortable for you to learn a language, whatever is the language. Yeah, so make it fun.
Oh, make it fun, yeah.
That's my advice, my tips. To enjoy the learning, make it fun. Yeah, so watch movie, listen to music, make it a part of your hobby.
So, what's helped you to learn many language? Like, with movie or a song or what?
Exactly. So you have the choice to make it part of your hobby or to use the application like Duolingo every day or find, like me, a person to speak with every day. So I find that person and we don't have any other choice than to speak in English because I didn't know Bahasa Indonesia and he didn't know French as well. So the only way to speak together is to speak in English. So, I mean, it becomes natural now, but before that it was very difficult for me. And I can understand that people can think like there is a wall, but day after day that wall became like a door. I could open it and face it because I wanted to know that person in front of me. I wanted to communicate, and I think if you have the will, then you can do everything.
Okay. So maybe about culture and language again. What are some speech of French culture that you'd like to share with us? Maybe like
A song?
maybe you can.
A part of the culture in France. I think we are really known for the food.
Oh,
Yeah, like
what's the different taste of food in French and Indonesia?
there is no spicy food in France.
Oh,
Like no spicy food at all. So we like when it's salty, sweet, or we can add some black peppers or onions to make it more tasty. And maybe you know about Ratatouille, the movie.
Ratatouille, yeah.
Yeah, it became very famous. And yeah, Ratatouille basically is just vegetable, right? I love it. So it's mix of vegetable and yeah, very tasty actually. And also croissant. You know
Oh yeah,
croissant?
croissant. I love
Yeah.
croissant, guys, by the way. Yeah.
I love it too. It's
Yeah.
sweet and just like perfect, crunchy on the top and soft on the inside. So it's just like the perfect combination. I really love it. And I just recommend people like Indonesian, if you go to France, just try some croissant or some baguette. It's kind of the equivalent of your rice. You eat rice three times a day here. In France, we eat the bread and the baguette with every meal that we have. So I think it can be the equivalent of your rice.
Like lunch still?
Yeah, lunch, breakfast, and dinner. We have bread all the time with us for mealtime. Because I mean we like meal with sauce, so we don't want to waste the sauce. So we use the bread to make it dry. Yeah, the plate like completely clean, and we can just enjoy the taste.
That's right. What are some things you've learned about Indonesian culture you've ever seen here?
I learned a lot actually. It's really hard to choose one.
What's your best part when you learn Indonesian culture?
I think it's the language. The language in Indonesia is a big part of the culture. You have many language or local language, and I'm really interested in learning language. So Bahasa Indonesia most, but right now I discover some new words about Japanese.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But by the way, is it hard for you
to learn a new language? It's challenging sometimes to remember the expression, but I love it. I think it's part of my daily life. I like to learn language. I learn Italian, English. I can speak French and Japanese. So, and I'm learning Bahasa Indonesia right now. So I think I like it. Yeah.
In France, how to say hello?
Bonjour.
Oh, bonjour.
Yeah.
What about good evening?
Bonsoir.
Good night. Is it different?
Bonne nuit.
Oh.
Yeah.
So hard pronunciation for me.
Very hard to pronounce. French is the most difficult language according to me. Even French people, they don't know how to speak French well. I mean, they know how to speak, but they don't know how to write it well. A lot of French people make a lot of mistakes when they are writing their own language because it's very difficult. So
France still using alphabet, right?
yeah,
Indonesian
like
people?
the same alphabet as Indonesian, but sometimes we don't pronounce it the same. Like for French people, I think the most difficult to pronounce in Bahasa Indonesia is the henji.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we don't really have that sound, and it's make it very difficult. But it's even more difficult for Indonesian to learn how to speak French,
French, yeah.
because even if you can read it, the way you read it is not the way you pronounce it. It's really tricky.
For example?
For example, how, like, my example will be, there is so many actually, because it's like every word can be pronounced differently the way you want to pronounce it. So, let's say, ratatouille, for example.
Oh.
You want to read it maybe ratatouille, because there is two double L, and L is le most of the time in every language. But for us, we will transform the double L like a Y. Ratatouille. So it's make it kinda like confusing for all the foreigner who try to learn the language. It's really difficult. The pronunciation, the writing. So good luck for people who wants to learn our language.
Okay, we can try that.
Okay. So, why do you want to be volunteer?
I wanted to do something meaningful. After the COVID, actually, I was working as a sales assistant, right? And the main goal of the sales assistant is making money. Like, you need to make money for your company. And I feel like it was so meaningless at that time during the COVID, when people are struggling with their life, with the disease, with the pandemic. Why I cannot be or do something more useful for people? Why we cannot connect together during the COVID? We need to be separated. We cannot see the people that we love, and it was very difficult time. So I was thinking like, okay, what I want to do if it was my last day, what do I really want to do? And somehow I wanted to meet people and learn about new culture, and I reached my dream to go to Japan. So I did it. I went to Japan for 1 year. I could live there, and I was very happy. And I discovered what is to be a volunteer there just by coincidence, by talking with people around me. And that leads me to what I'm doing now. I'm a volunteer in Asia country because I love to connect with people.
So, what are your plans for the future after your volunteer work is complete?
Yeah, I will go back to France. Actually, it's my plan because it's been 1 year and a half that I didn't see my family or my friend. So I think it will be a good thing to connect with them again, and go back to Indonesia. Actually, I want to go back in Indonesia because there is so much more to learn about everything, the culture, and yeah, I have
A lot of memories in Indonesia.
a
Right?
lot of memories and some friends that I made during my volunteer project as well that I want to meet again. And yeah, I want to think that my future is in Indonesia, but who knows?
Yeah. Maybe this is about your favorite idol maybe in Indonesia. Do you have favorite idol in Indonesia?
And not idol, I will say, but
Artist maybe?
I know some corporate groups, music, or in French we have an Indonesian singer very famous right now. She is Anggun, but I don't know if you know her because it's not your generation anymore. So yeah, I love what she is singing because she can sing in many languages: English, Bahasa Indonesia, or maybe her local language, and in French. She's very good in French language.
Okay. So, do you have a favorite movie maybe or some like song in Indonesia?
Yeah, I watch Netflix
Mm.
many times to learn Bahasa Indonesia as well, or some vocabulary. And one of the movie that I watch is Gadis Kretek
Yeah, Gadis Karate.
and Princess Karini and the Dylan series.
Oh yeah, Dylan series. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's famous movie in Indonesia, right?
yeah. They are on the French Netflix, so I just use them as a good time to learn about the culture and about the story of Indonesia. Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's enough. But before, can you say for the audience and the student of MTS N1 Pati especially,
Yeah.
we can say MTS N1 Pati keren.
Keren.
Yeah,
Cool.
keren, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
Amazing.
Okay, you can watch
Keren.
the camera. We
Yeah.
say it together, okay?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, start. MTS N1 Pati
Keren.
keren. Okay, give applause. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Flo, for your sharing. I'm
welcome.
really happy today because I get many change answer and I can ask many things with you. So thank you so much for today.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Sama-sama.
Okay, okay, guys, that's the podcast for today. I hope it can be useful for us. Okay, last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.